Good morning, everybody. Sorry about the lighting. It's it's before 5:30. It's around 5:20 a.m. Um, Sitting outside waiting for school to start. Get here this early because for the past couple of years I've been having car trouble, and it seemed no one could ever figure out what's the issue. But that that motivated me to go to school to become an auto technician. And yesterday, finally figured out what was going on in the rear end of this car. Same thing I've been telling everybody for the longest time, saying the car feels like it's pulling to the right, but it seems like it's sitting on the frame kind of off, like as if the rear of the car is pushed to the right. So, and it seems like no mechanic could figure it out. And most of them say, oh, it drives just perfect. I can't feel it. And I'm like, man, I'm in the passenger side. I can feel it. All my passengers could feel it. Anyone I let test drive it say the same thing, same symptoms without me even telling them. Um, it's been like that, two different cars. Both of them drive the same. And I kept saying something's bent. So I found out, I believe the load axle beam that I had put on here was bent from the beginning because when I took it apart, the wheel on the left was, it was a whole different type of drum. The studs were in the drum. The other one, the drum fit over the studs on the right. Um, Also, my one of my lug nuts was loose. Um, I was having trouble with the brakes, even if I got them changed twice, that they would never, they just would never work properly. They like I barely had any braking power because they found out my rear brakes were disconnected. So it's been like that for a few years. I've been riding for a year and a half. I was riding around like that. Just started driving this car again because the other one just got unbearable. Both of them had oil leaks, needed valve cover gaskets. I'm telling you, whatever was wrong with one was wrong with the other. And it was like no mechanic could figure it out. So got it on the lift. I realized the load axle beam where the trailing arm is was connected to the load axle beam, but I seen it's a bend in it. And I kept saying one wheel was sitting back further than the other. One is has more negative camber than the other. One is turned in, and finally figured it out. But I prayed on it before I pray before I leave out the house every day and pray that I make it where I'm going safely and get back safely because I know the cars ride way behind me because they're not sure what's going to happen. But after praying on it and asking God, like, help me to figure this out, I got it in the air, and me and another student seen it, even though, um, everybody else acted like they couldn't see it too. Me and another student just got back there. I'm like, look. And then we started measuring, and like, man, you can see that if we got the measuring. Then it was like, oh, it's obvious. I can see it, you know. So what I've learned is the devil is busy. I've spent countless dollars on both of these cars trying to get them lined up because I was just kept telling me they kept telling me they need alignment, and I'm actually happy just to figure it out because people were acting like it was just me, you know. So I'm actually happy to figure it out, and God revealed it to me because it got to the point I really didn't care about like getting it fixed 100%. I just wanted to know it was what I was saying, and I've been 100% correct. And God led me to this from just praying and asking Him and showing me. And now I know I can fix it, and especially the small car, I can fix it by myself. But it was God who ultimately showed me what I've been asking for. And so what I've learned is God comes when the time is right, when you need it the most. A lot of times we look at it as I've prayed and it hasn't happened. What's going on? Everything happens within God's will. God can use even bad things to, make his will actually shine in our lives. Because I was trying to figure this out forever. And I needed a bright spot of hope yesterday. And me being able to figure that out actually was the bright spot of hope that I needed all this time. And it felt great. Now, the car has problems, sure. It's been dog walking, which means walking, kind of driving sideways. Um, the front wheels, like the left passenger, the left driver's side wheels told out. The passenger wheel on the right, at the front is towed in. My other car's been the same way. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, why is that wheel always towed out? Because something's bent in the back, and you can't line a car up without lining the front wheels to the back wheels, which have to be already in alignment. But figuring this out has, well, God revealing it to me has been a blessing. It helped me out more than you can actually know. So don't think God isn't coming. He just come on his time, because his time is the right time. His time is always, on time. It's things we're going to ask for that we're not going to always get, because it wasn't meant for us to have. It was meant for us to go through a period of, I would say, suffering, so that we could be closer to God. And a lot of people just sit around and say, man, God doesn't hear me. He hears you. Trust me. He always hears you. If I hadn't dealt with these problems with these two cars, I would have never been motivated to become an auto technician. I was ahead of the curve when I got to school, because I had replaced so many suspension parts and learned, what these parts were, what they look like, what they do, how they make the car operate. So all of this was the motivation, and it was the education that I needed, to get me started. And while I only have one certification, ASC certification now, hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have 3 to 4 of them after testing. And as time go, God willing, I'll get all my other certifications that I need. I've noticed, like, the education here is a great opportunity, but I want to learn so much. Maybe I'm moving too fast. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to the junkyard, and I'm going to take stuff apart and put stuff back together and help to further my own education, because we are responsible for our own education. And if you pray on anything and actually believe God will help you retain that information, he'll show you how to problem solve and get everything done, because I've been trying this for a long time, trying to figure this out. And yesterday I'm talking about, I don't know how I knew, but I got on my knees and I prayed and I said, help me to figure this out. And for some kind of way, I knew that it was going to come, and he helped me to figure it out. So don't just be on our own time and be thinking, well, God isn't coming when I need him. No, he's always coming when you need him. Always. And I believe, like, a lot of this was like supernatural. When I say supernatural, I don't mean no boogeyman or anything like that. I believe the devil decided, you know what, I'm going to continuously, try to oppress this man and just do all manners of wickedness, so that I would be stressed out and worried about figuring out something, because I like to figure out things. I like to know things. And I believe that's what he was doing, but God said, I'm going to use this for my glory, and I'm going to show my son exactly what's going on. But I'm going to make sure he get an education out of this and get a career out of this. So God used this to actually bless me. So no matter what you're going through, God can bless you through anything. I don't care how bad it seems. He can bless you through anything. No matter what happens, all things work for the glory of God. So don't let nobody or nothing take you off your path. I mean, this is going to be a rough road we're going through. But if you fight the good fight to the end, it's all worth it in the end, and it all pay off. I love y'all. Get your Christ on so you can get your life on.